All right, there we go. We got the intro going. I got my chair squeaking. DailyAstrocat.com, the weekly astrology report.
On this week's Daily Astrocat Weekly Report, we talk about the Mars-Chiron opposition, Mercury trine Jupiter, and the full moon in Aries.
Also going to discuss Venus square Uranus and Mercury trine the same planet, Uranus. The moon begins this week in Capricorn and will end the week in Aries.
Speaking of Capricorn, here's Ziggy waddling along.
Yep, there's Ziggy. Watch, he's going to knock everything,
He's our
right?
awkward Earth cat.
All right. Hey, everybody. Hi. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Lunar Weekly Astrocat Preview. It's time to concentrate and kind of focus, I guess.
Kind of focus, maybe. Intentions set, our intentions well met.
I'm Shane Jensen. That's me. I'm an astrologer. I like to interpret the daily influences of the moon on us and our environs against the backdrop of a glowing little starlight that's purple. Now, traditional Western astrology, tropical astrology, if you really need to know.
That is the backdrop. And I'm Carrie Jensen. I'm a kitchen witch, co-conspirator to this guy, songstress, and neurospicy nerd for all things New Age.
All right, so we're going to start talking about Chiron today, and Chiron in mythology is the wounded healer.
He told me this story this morning, and it was absolutely fascinating.
Did I?
I thought that was the one. Oh, no. You were telling me another story.
Yes.
I love all the mythology stuff, but
Yes.
I get it confused.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you're clearly confused. So
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's for next week. Okay.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Okay, there's more.
Okay.
Wait, there's more.
All right. Well, I was already thinking about writing this week,
Right.
next week, this
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
This is the way this stuff works. That's why I try not to discuss it, so that way it doesn't confuse people. All right.
Good going.
Oh, good job, right?
So Chiron and mythology.
Yes, Chiron in astrology. He was taught by the sun and moon to become a healer. Chiron was a renowned teacher to many of the heroes of Greek mythology.
Now, we've discussed Chiron as like the asteroid previously.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, we're actually going to go through some of our files, go back through some of our files, and probably repost some of that information on our website.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, you got any?
Okay, so look, Chiron in our charts is all about where you carry some of your deepest wounds. Could be from childhood, it could be from growing up, it could be from adulthood, who knows. These wounds can be from, like I said, childhood, or they can represent wounds that are even karmic in nature. That's what some of these people believe that these things carry.
Yeah, so past lives stuff.
Not ready to go out on that limb just yet. But look, when the time is right, it'll be revealed to me. I kind of have that faith in the universe.
Vague as usual, I see.
I had a huge realization last week when we were doing some chart work.
Well, I remember discussing my North Node and my Ascendant. I didn't know that was chart work, though.
Neither did I at the time.
Oh, yeah?
I've been reflecting on that conversation for the last few days, however. The breakthrough epiphany I experienced has me thinking that these current charts are pointing the way. In other words, the charts that we're in right now are pointing the way, very much like looking at your chart was an aha moment. So this is the way that we're going to come to an understanding of the nature of what it is that has harmed us. Kind of like what we did with your chart. Chiron in our charts gives us this and a bit more. We need to understand that this is an excellent time to begin the healing and rejuvenation process. Remember, Chiron in your chart shows where you've been wounded, but it also shows where you have a capacity for helping others to heal.
Nope, but not yourself.
No, once you heal yourself, you can help others. Absolutely.
Okay.
No, it's not. It's not an either or they or and or but. It's more like an inclusive thing. Once you understand what it is that you're going through and what it is that you need to understand, then you can go and help others understand similar things that may have hurt or damaged you. You can help other people.
Okay, so what makes the right now such an excellent time to begin the healing and rejuvenation process?
It's the Mars opposing Chiron.
Okay, because Mars is all about the action and everything.
Well,
so that's
if you think about it, Mars is in Libra and is focused on restoring a sense of equilibrium to our actions. Chiron is in Aries, ruled by Mars. So when we say ruled, it's influenced, it's resonate, there's a resonance there. Mars takes on that Libra tone and imparts it to Chiron in Aries. So now Chiron is about initiating, in the sign of Aries is going to initiate, but it's going to initiate from a more balanced and harmonious standpoint.
That sounds pretty darn good.
Excellent place for us to begin this inner journey of perhaps the long healing that we may have delayed. You just don't know. You don't know until you start. Libra's about partnerships, and it's about legal things too. So, the past is going to bite some people. Let's face it. There's some karma there, right?
Oh, somebody recently got something in the mail too.
There's some karma there. There's karma in that node being that south node. The north node you always see on a chart. The south node is implied. Okay? Mars is conjunct the south node right now. The nodes, they're not physical places, though. Yeah, in other words, I can't go to the node like I'm going to go to the store and pick up some, grape nodes.
Grape nodes?
Yeah, grape nodes.
Is that a breakfast cereal?
No. They might be grapes. They might be moondrop grapes. You never know.
I miss moondrop grapes. I want them.
Okay. Nodes are places of alignment. Makes sense, right? We're going to align ourselves with our spiritual nature. The Aries Libra node, that's where it's at right now. The south node is in Libra. That is what we're harmonizing. That's what we're going to, and we're going to get into this a little bit more, but that's a point where 3 planets will be passing, and we're going to be doing some things. Now,
what is the whole definition of the north and south node again? Just to review.
The nodes are where the plane of the moon will cross the plane of the sun and cause eclipses. So basically, it's a meeting point of Earth, Sun, and the sun's not going to move, but the Earth and Moon certainly move in the orbit around the sun.
Okay.
And at that point, where the Earth and Moon line up, and the sun is casting shadows, or the Earth is casting a shadow, conversely, is where the eclipses occur.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. So that south node is where you get the Earth and Moon. If you get the sun and moon together at that node, or within 12 degrees of the node, put it that way, that's when an eclipse occurs, because it doesn't have to occur right at the node. It can occur anywhere within it. My birth chart is a prime example for that. It's almost 12 away. The nodes were in Virgo and Pisces. However, there was a solar eclipse on the day I was born, so with a new moon in Aries. So that's where that comes from, but that was a 12-degree difference from the node. So Libra's about, we already said that, and we already said that the moon and sun, and we just explained that too. The energy from the sun and moon gets amplified in these areas. So in other words, when we have those eclipses, that strengthens that kind of beginning or culmination feeling. Something's happening, something really big is going on. And the eclipses kind of give it that extra, a new moon is pretty exciting. Yeah, and a full moon is very exciting too, because something just finished and we get a chance to build it back up, and we're going to go back. However, this whole idea of the nodes just makes that much more exciting.
Okay, cool. So, in essence, the nodes are places where energy is amplified because of the eclipses, yeah?
I think so. Some astrologers consider these as karmic points in natal charts, the nodes themselves. The south node represents past lives and the challenges that we're working through in this lifetime, and the north node is what we are working towards in this lifetime. This is other astrologers now.
That's good to remember. Okay, south node is working through, north node is working towards. Mm-hmm. Cool. Mm-hmm. That's a nice definition.
Now, I look at the south node as it were the foundation that we've built things upon, okay? So in other words, if it's, think about it, even if it's something you're working through, it's something that you've done, it's the current point of your journey.
Where you're coming from, what your roots are, what you might be mired in, all of it.
Yeah.
All of it.
Exactly. So it's that foundation, and things that no longer serve us, they're going to need to be released. And Mars is a great place to start this release because that's an action. You can physically give up on that right now. But when the sun or moon is crossing that north node, things that no longer serve us, just bye. Bye. This is a powerful point of transformation.
Nice. Sounds good.
So when the sun and moon are conjunct near the node is when solar eclipses occur. We already covered that. That is because with any solar opposition, now think about it, the planet in question with a solar opposition, so if there's say like a Mars-Sun opposition, this is when Mars is at its closest point to Earth. Like last Monday was the Sun-Neptune opposition. Guess what? It was the closest point of Neptune to Earth. Earth is at the midpoint between the Earth and the Sun in that case.
Cool. So let me see if I understand this right. Solar oppositions mean like an Earth sandwich is occurring, and the planet is the closest that it's going to be to the Earth. But where's the moon come into all of this? The full moon in Aries will be the last supermoon, right?
Yep.
I mean, the next lunar eclipse, actually, noteworthy. It's October 28th of this year, almost Halloween.
Right. Well, what you have to understand is that the elliptical shapes of the orbits and the rapidity the moon orbits the Earth means that the moon achieves apogee and perigee every month. In other words, it's at its furthest point from the Earth and it's at its closest point to the Earth every single month. But this doesn't always agree with the lunar cycle. In other words, with the full moon, new moon, they don't coincide. Because the Earth is also moving.
Oh, right.
As the Earth moves around the sun, that apogee and perigee is not happening. But during the summer, it started in July, and now it ends in September, is when the full moon was occurring at the closest point to Earth, so at the perigee.
That's when it's a supermoon.
That's when it's a supermoon, correct.
Right,
but this just applies to the full moon.
Right, but yeah, exactly. It never falls on is never closest to the Earth in the exact same part of its cycle repeatedly in a row.
Correct.
Right. Cool.
Correct, because of that it's the orbit, the shape of the orbit, and it's also the fact that the Earth is also moving around the sun. So the position is relative. The sun is what the constant is, and the moon and the Earth are constantly moving. And then, voila, when it crosses that plane where it lines up between exactly the moon, Earth, and sun line up, that's when the eclipses occur. And that's usually just twice a year.
Cool.
Because it's the north and south node.
The more you know. So what about those nodes now?
Well, the nodes move also, and that reflects the irregularity of it reflects the regularity.
Regularity.
It is irregularity, and I'll explain it to you.
Mini wheats every morning.
There's a dance between the sun, the moon, and the Earth, and for our purposes, and to keep this very simple, the nodes just shifted in June of this year from Taurus Scorpio to Aries Libra, and they go counterclockwise. They move in the opposite direction. Actually, they move clockwise along the wheel. The planets move counterclockwise. And they spend roughly, so put it this way, now that it's entered Aries and Libra, that's going to last probably about a year and a half. So they spend about a year and a half in each sign.
Oh, yeah, because you said the whole thing is 18 years. Okay, that makes sense. We started Astrocat when the nodes were in Cancer and Capricorn.
We certainly
did.
A
while.
Yeah, well, hey, look, the South Node has a finishing vibe. Okay, it's like done. That's where we put the tools away we no longer need. So we move on to the next project, right? That's what we do. Mars is going to be crossing this point. This is going to feel liberating, okay? If you feel like you've been doing too much, simplify it. This is going to be harmonize both your mind and body.
Very good. Mars is all about action. Yet, in Libra, it's been a most, super deliberate in Libra. All the actions have been.
As Mars approaches the South Node, I find it to be a reminder that Libra is not so much the opposite of Aries action as it is an elevation of that action, if that makes sense.
That's so cool. Yeah.
I am is one of the most basic statements of Aries.
That's a root chakra statement?
I am.
Root chakra?
It is. It is. We are, meaning us, That's an elevated sentiment of this. So, and that's where Libra comes. Libra's about partnerships. Libra's about contracts. Libra's about diplomacy, harmony, beauty, charm, all of that stuff. But it's also about together. So what we've got going on is we've got laws, rules, and regulations. We learn the balance of ideas and tenets. These are not nascent ideas, nor are they abstract, okay? Because if you think about it, the first air sign, Gemini, is the mutable air sign, and it's very, very, boom, just ideas. Aquarius
Little generator.
is the refinement of those ideas. There's their abstract ideas. Those are ideas that, like, might come out of the blue. That's the inventions. That's the individuality. That's that spirit of that pioneering spirit of those things. Libra ideas are the balance, the scales.
You can, I'm almost catching this idea where it's like almost like an evolution of each element in a way. Not to say that anything is like unequal, but it's kind of like I don't know, maybe like a more mature version.
It was funny because when I was really reflecting on this, I don't know if I had if I wrote this down, and if I did, I apologize for repeating it. But I had an idea of like the nodes going backwards, and as the nodes go backwards, actually we do get into it a little bit, and perhaps I might mention it there. So let's just go forward, and I'll continue the thought in a minute.
Sounds fine. Yeah. All right.
Wait, did we get to there?
I don't think the end. Oh yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
Well, anyways, after all this, Libra's a cardinal sign, but it just has that clear and cool air sign energy.
It does. And there are some who view the South Node as where we've been in past lives. We've already mentioned that numerous times. Yeah. While compelling, we're more I'm more concerned with a more practical reading of this. And this is a dividing line that marks an end. It's a culmination of sorts and invites us to set an intention for the next coming eclipse cycle, the next cycles of everything.
Nice. Lightening our load seems to be a consistent message for the last few weeks.
Look, the first thing we're going to have to do is address our actions. Mars is active and creative in its nature. We will need to slowly divest of the things that make us prone to inaction.
Get rid of it.
Getting health back on track is one way to slow the passage of time.
Oh, gosh, tell me about it.
The more active you are, the more time it seems like you have.
Yes, anytime you get into an exercise routine in the morning, that it's like free time. You put in that half hour of exercise and you just get that time right back.
Those would be things that you would need to lose.
So the full moon in Aries?
No, I didn't want to ask that question because I wanted to strike that from it, and I tried to clearly get you to go beyond it.
Okay, well, I didn't really get to say what I wanted to say because you were making like gyrations the whole time.
Well, I was just trying to get you to go past that clear full moon in Aries, and you could have continued your thought. All right.
I couldn't formulate my thought because you were.
Cool. Good thing we put something behind you to keep you still. Or to keep you from making the thing pop. Okay. So, these are things you need to lose. Remember, we're shedding actions and emotions that would keep us from realizing our goals. We're looking for some newer actions that will help us align and balance our efforts.
Later on, both the Sun and Mercury will cross this nodal position. Now is a good time to talk about Mercury direct.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't know. Look, Mercury's going to leave the shadow area. This shadow area starts at the degree where Mercury went retrograde. Older ideas and analyses have been pondered upon enough. Done. Done with it. Dead to me. Okay? It's time to break new ground analytically.
So this is a good time for a Mercury-Jupiter interaction?
How about we call it a transaction?
A transaction.
Transactional. You do
stuff.
something for me, I do something for you.
Yeah.
You scratch my back, I scratch your back. You know?
Mm-hmm.
That's one way to think about it. Jupiter is retrograde in Taurus. Jupiter means more. More. Give me more. But sometimes that more can be overwhelming. Retrograde in Taurus, Jupiter is influenced by the needs of Venus in fiery Leo. It's time to bring it to Venus.
Nice. How can we bring about the results that we need to satisfy the needs of Venus and Leo?
That's a good question. And we should be able to really focus hard on what it is we need to do to make these things happen. Sift through the data you've collected and make a bold effort. This should be easy. Where do you think your potential is for doing exactly this? In my chart, the answer is by engaging in my creative and balancing capabilities. Communication is also a key.
Always is.
Mercury is finally unshackled in this respect.
Yay!
Clearly is a good word to describe this mindset. Clearly.
All right, nice. And that brings us right along to the full moon in Aries.
Oh, there's nothing like an Aries beginning.
There really isn't.
How about an Aries culmination?
Ooh.
What does this tell us? Well, for one thing, we're still in the shadow of the Taurus-Scorpio nodal axis. The eclipses following this are going to be, after these next series of them, that there's going to occur in October, are going to be purely Aries and Libra energy. But this one is still hybrid. We're going to have the eclipse in Taurus. The nodes move backwards through the zodiac. And here's a question I have. Is the node in each sign a separate entity or just a cycle unto itself? Or is it the complete cycle from Aries all the way to Pisces? Or because they move backwards, is it Pisces to Aries? It takes it 18 years, 7 months, and 9 days to go through all 12 signs.
Wow, that's pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if that were the case and the nodes move in the opposite direction, would they begin in Pisces?
Now, this is where the whole thing got interesting, and this is what I was hinting to before. Should it matter? Should this matter? The moon is full at almost 6 a.m., and just as she's setting here on the East Coast. Just looking at it as an event chart, which is what they say. That's what it is when you look at where you're at. It's called an event chart. So you can use your time, your locality in looking at that chart. So when that moon is full, it's actually just setting here. And it's right, and it's right before sunrise. So it's right at dawn. Mm-hmm. So it's like one of those all-night moons where you see it early in the morning and it's just about ready to set and the sun's just about ready to come up. And Aries, listen, I got a question. Of course, Aries is the perfect endpoint. Think about it. The self, the ego, the individual becomes absorbed into the collective once again. Opposite, the scales of Libra belong to Anubis, only to be reborn on the pyre like a phoenix. This is some interesting questions.
Kind of really jives, doesn't it?
It's kind of crazy.
Oh, thinking out loud again. You got me thinking, that's for sure. It's some interesting questions and some great archetypes and yeah.
This is a moon of beginnings and positivity.
Absolutely.
The moon in Aries shines light on my new understanding. It is the reflected light of the sun and the stars. It is infused with harmony, beauty, and justice, and a gracefulness. It has a probing and disciplined mind of inquiry. What comes next will be better and will serve the needs of our own personal Venus.
Dang. So what exactly does this moon in Aries bring? Do you suppose?
It's a good time to make a new commitment to yourself. This is a good time for us to proudly claim the mantle of our undertaking.
Nice.
Today, you are the artist, the writer, the singer, the actor. Whatever it is you've been doing, claim it. That's what you are.
That's powerful.
For me, I'm the writer, the creator, and the astrologer. This is what I set out to become. This is what I'm doing. Once you stake your claim, your next steps will be made obvious. Once others know, your legend will grow and precede you.
Nice. So, about that, any advice for us Earthlings down here?
Oh, well, let's
struggling
see.
with all of this?
Let's see. Well, we got way out there with the Anubis and the scales, let me tell you.
I like that, though. I want more of that.
You're going to avoid stress. Try not to let things stress you out. Well, that's the intuitive part of the astrology that I do.
Yeah.
Because once an image comes to mind and you can't shake it, and the chart starts to suggest an image, and the image becomes based on like an even older archetype and stereotype in the beginning of the journey of the dead. Now, I'm not sure if it begins in Aries again and you're reborn in the flames just to get plunged into the cool waters of Pisces and get sorted out, where you're going to come around on the cosmic lottery. If it were a past life thing, if it's a next life thing, if it's a reincarnation thing, I'm not sure. But I just don't know. We don't know how long a time period is when you're talking about eternal matters.
All the cycles are so amazing, and the backwards and forwards and the parallels and the mirrors and the same and the different and the yin and the yang. And
then the interweaving and the twisting and the turning and the time-space thing going in and out. And are we now or are we here or are we then and are we in the future? We don't know. Or do all three all of a sudden collide in one thing?
And back to the archetypes. I think it's just such a great thing to have. Like they say, a picture's worth 1,000 words, right? So it's like it just evokes. It can evoke so many things.
That judgment of Anubis with the scales is one of the oldest ones, and it's just amazing because it's Libra scales. He's just holding it right there, and it's the Libra scale, and the soul is there, and then the deeds, and they have to be equal. So we're gonna try not to let things stress us out. You've so much more going on for you. Why?
Why the stress?
Why would you let it stress you out?
Why let it get to you? You got so much better things to do.
You do.
Yeah.
You do.
It's true.
And, also during the full moon, avoid hitting your head on low objects, okay?
Oh, yeah. It's the Aries moon. Aries rules the head, that area of the body. So that's what you want to watch out for. Anytime we got any Chiron or full moon stuff associated with Aries, that's watch your head.
All right.
But, yeah. Practical and Aries appropriate.
It is. And the nodes and the eclipses are big cycles. They are for us. We hinted at how important they were in our early days, and it's fun to see how our interpretation of them has evolved.
Oh, yeah. We
The
just kind of went over.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, we did.
Yeah.
We made our own.
Oh, yeah, with our own, too.
Yeah, we did.
Dragons,
Umbra and Penumbra and all that stuff. So now we're going to flip the script, because this is the fun part. Last thing we're going to talk about is the eccentric planet Uranus. Uranus has been in a very, very long sojourn in Taurus right now. I'm expecting a few surprises in the next few years as Jupiter and Uranus become conjunct.
Uranus does sound like it's loaded.
Uranus has a reputation for the unexpected.
Yeah.
As the nonconformist co-ruler of Aquarius, I would expect nothing less.
No kidding.
Will this change the way that I think the full moon in Aries will affect us? Or the ways that the nodes will work? No, but this is going to affect both Venus and Mercury with Uranus.
Okay.
Now you think about it. Go ahead.
So this means I get to change my mind over what I decided I want?
I don't know. We're going to talk about... There's a difference, though, because every planet outside of Earth is an outer planet. They're not personal planets. The planets inside of the orbit of Earth, Mars and Venus, your own they're personal planets. What if you think something else may work better?
I mean, don't you think that kind of makes it too open-ended? Isn't there a good Saturn aspect in here that could make me maybe stay on task? I mean, at least Saturn delivers the cookie when I take the time to bake it, Uranus? I don't know, man. What if he delivers some kind of funky flavor? Or, he could just make me leave it in the oven too long, or not long enough. Pull him out before it's properly brown because he made him frickin' purple, and I don't know what a brown purple cookie's supposed to look like. This is a sign of too many people in my work area.
It is. The planets as influences, you're trying to do your job. I like it. Oh no, I got Uranus. The cookies are pokey. They're purple. Why do I have a purple cookie? Why did I burn the purple cookies?
I can't tell if they're burnt because they're freaking purple.
Exactly. Your job gives whole new meaning to the term too many cooks, okay?
Yeah.
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'd love to make these forecasts apply to other
It
situations.
happens much more frequently than any of us would like to admit. But it's a good thing you're announcing yourself to the world. Maybe you need to draw up a few charts for some other people and really begin to explore your unnatural gifts and talents. Oh, I don't know.
Unnatural, natural.
Unnatural, natural.
You didn't read it right.
Unnatural, natural.
Yes.
I mean, wouldn't that just be kind of supernatural?
It is supernatural.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, unnatural, natural, like that cosmic opposite and same thing that we were just going over.
Mm-hmm. And now this brings us to our best days of the week.
Best days of the week. Yay.
Okay, Carrie, what's the best day for love?
Super straightforward crapola you can read through like an astrology column in the newspaper.
She's still not answering my question. What's the best day for love,
The best
Carrie?
day for love?
Yeah.
Oh, crap. I don't know. That's I just read it and he's trying to screw me up. The best day for love's Friday. I can't do it.
Strange kind of love. Strange kind of feeling.
I won't do it.
All right. So you want to try to regain your composure?
Maybe.
What's the best day for business, Carrie?
That's Sunday. Find out who your friends and family really are. Ooh, that almost sounds ominous, doesn't it? Will they support your efforts?
I don't know.
Call them out and get the ball rolling.
There you go.
Maybe into somebody's face if it has to be.
What's the best day for health, Carrie?
That's Saturday. It all begins with a little bit of self-appreciation.
Okay.
Appreciate what your body can do for you, all the health mantras and things.
What's the best day for transformation?
That is Friday. This full moon in Aries feels decisive. I just about treated it like it was a lunar eclipse. Feel the power and do no harm.
That's true. I had to go back and re-edit everything because I thought it was an eclipse, and I was like, it just felt that powerful. Look, as we evolve here, it is our hope that these things will provide you with the things you need to begin to allow astrology into your life. Astrology can help you find purpose and meaning.
It is a look into a deeper mirror, and it can help you find a deeper and more nuanced expression of everything you are.
Thank you all for joining us. We get to do this all together. Please share this, like it, do all that stuff. Hit the bell for notifications on any of our work that strikes your fancy. I didn't take that out of there, I guess. Like, follow, and hit the bell for notifications.
I hope you worked your magic this week, guys. Talk to us. Give us some feedback on our socials, our reels, our videos. And I don't know if I can promise there'll be more of them this week, but we're going to do our darndest. Visit our website, daily-astrocat.com. Sign up for our emails and listen daily on the media player there or anywhere you get your podcasts.
Go back and read that line like you mean it. Make the.
Where at?
I promise.
I'm scared.
I'm scared. Okay.
I'm scared.
All right. No intention set for her. All right.
There will be more of them this week unless some real crap goes down.
Okay, very good. Look, realizations are so common in this ancient art. When we experience them, it's magical. Oh, we get them a lot with this stuff. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
You're looking at charts and stuff like that, and it just goes boom,
epiphany moments.
It's almost like when you're playing an instrument in a band and everything clicks together and you're just like, whoa, that was cool. And all the adrenaline rushes and you're just like so happy and giddy to be there. It's awesome. All right.
The energy that resonates from those types of activities comes from the individuals that comprise the entire compromise. Oh my God. That comprise the entire presentation. I know that wasn't anything to do with compromise in there. I don't know why I tripped on that.
New energy is released.
Can I get a do-over?
Sure.
The energy that resonates from those types of activities comes from the individuals that comprise the entire presentation. New energy is released.
I don't
Thank
get to
you.
do my RBF.
You have RBF constantly.
Okay. We hope you find your energy. We hope you find your release in energy. Send us an email or message us. We're willing to help. It starts with a chart.
Yeah.
And we can help you understand it, okay?
We've got quite a bit to offer, and we can't wait to hear some of your wisdom and wise words as well.
There you go. Have a happy Astro Week. Happy Astrocatting. Didn't work.
Definitely not. No, one of our cameras probably messed up. Oh, if I can get out of my pit. If I can get out of my pit.
Get your arms out of your pits.
I'm a superstar.